Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So as you probably read by the title, today I have another watch me do my own nails tutorial for you guys. And as always, I start off by prepping my natural nails, and I start off by pushing back my cuticles. And today I use a wood stick because I couldn't find my cuticle pusher. But if you do use wood sticks, then use a new wood stick after every client, because these are not really sanitary. So if you don't use a normal cuticle pusher, then keep changing the wood sticks every client. So just wanted to tell you guys that. After pushing back the cuticles, I take my 150 grit sanding band and I take off the natural shine from the nail and any leftovers of the skin from the cuticles that may be still on the nail, just to prevent lifting. And as you saw, I also change my sanding bands every time after every client, and also on myself. So just move from side to side with the sanding band and get every corner to prevent that lifting. And yeah, just make sure there's no more shine on the nail, and don't file too hard or like too long on one spot, just so you don't burn yourself or you thin out your natural nail, because that's not the point of taking off the shine. It's literally just taking off the shine from the nail. Now that all of the shine from my nails is gone, I take my stiletto tips and I always cut off the top part of the tips, because I feel like when I glue them on, they stay lifted, so I still have to like file it off later on. So I feel like that cuts off the time. And as you can see, I shape up the nail a little bit if it doesn't fit my nail. And remember, if one size doesn't fit you, then always go for the bigger size and file it to your size. That is also to prevent lifting, and so the nail can stick on better. And yeah. After I've cut my tips to my desired length, I go ahead and take my sanding band again and just file over the whole tip, and then also blend in the tip to my natural nail. And I always make sure to file off any of the lifted parts of the nail tip, so air doesn't get under the nail and doesn't start lifting or anything like that. So make sure you file off any of the lifted parts of the nail tip, and you can see those by when you start filing, they're like lighter and you can see that there's still air under them, so that's what you want to file off. As always, I take my 70% rubbing alcohol on a cotton pad and I dehydrate my nails with that, and then I take my primer and do 2 coats of the primer. Now I take my acrylic and I take this multi-balance, let me see what it's called. It's called multi-balance natural pink acrylic from Mia Secret, and I take this to protect my natural nail from like the color of the colored acrylic, and also to make the nail tip a little bit thicker, because as you can see they are really thin, and when I go ahead and fill my nails, I won't be able to file off all of the colored acrylic that is on top, so I like to put like a little layer on there, and then it looks just like a nail that was formed with forms as well, so I like that as well. Now that all of this clear acrylic is on, I take Warm Glow from Not Polish, which is a really pretty nude with some glitters in it. And if you didn't know, I do have a promo code for Not Polish, which is Tasha. So if you want to save some money when checking out, you can use this code from me. And I just take a bead from Warm Glow and place it just under the cuticle area, and then work it up slowly into the cuticle area, and then drag it down into a smile line. So while the smilin is drying, I take this pastel yellow from Valentino and start putting it on the rest of the fingernails on the lower half of the nail, so on the tip, and then I just place the bead like where the nail tip, like the nail tip starts, and then I blend it up into my natural nail, if that makes sense, and then just drag it down slowly. And this is where we're gonna make a ombre with the yellow. And the reason why I let the smilin dry first is because we want to file it later on, and if you would just go in and file it right away, the acrylic is maybe not dry enough yet and it would just like ruin the shape that you made. So wait a while until the acrylic is fully dried before you file it. Now I take the same warm glow from Not Polished to make the ombre. So I take a bead of the warm glow and place it on top of above the yellow that I just placed, and then just below the cuticle area, work it into the cuticle area really slowly, and then just drag it down gently and make that fade for the ombre. I do have a tutorial on how to make a baby boom, so if you struggle with ombres, then go check that out. For ombres, you always have to encapsulate with clear after you're done to make sure that the fade that you just created stays in place when you start filing. So make sure to encapsulate with some clear acrylic. By now the smilin should be all the way dry, so now you can take your hand file and start shaping up your smilin the way you want and make it really crisp. Now I take the same yellow from Valentino that I used before and I fill in the bottom part of the smile line, and you don't have to worry if it's not perfect. So if it goes on the nude part on top, you don't have to worry at all because we're going to file that off later. Just make sure all of the parts that don't have acrylic yet are filled with the acrylic. And that's it for the filling in the color from the smile line. Now that all of the acrylic is on, I take my e-file with a medium grit ceramic bit, and I start by filing off the yellow that got on top of the nude, and then I also roughly shape the nails on the sides and around the cuticle area. But I'm gonna take my hand file later again and shape better, so this is really a rough shaping for now. Yeah. Now I'm taking these cute butterfly stickers that I got from Amazon, and I decided to take pink and yellow one to match the look, and I just stuck them on the part where there was the smile line, and these are different from the ones that I used last time. Last time I used water decals, and these are just stickers. So I decided to encapsulate these in clear acrylic before I put on top coat or anything, because I felt like they could just like peel off if I would just put top coat on top. But with the water decals, they're like flatter and they really stick to the nail better. So if you do use water decals, you can just shape and buff and everything first, and then put the decals on, and then put top coat on. But if you use stickers, then I would recommend you encapsulate them in clear acrylic before anything else. after shaping and filing and everything, this is a thing that I recently started doing. I take a sanding band and file around the cuticle area to really seal in the acrylic and prevent lifting, and get rid of any acrylic that maybe flooded the cuticle or anything like that, and to really perfect the shape around the cuticle and to make it look really nice, I guess. So I really recommend doing this if you have trouble like with lifting or anything like that. So yeah, just take a sanding band and really gently file around the cuticle area and seal in the acrylic like that. After buffing the nails, I take some rhinestones and just freestyle some rhinestones on my index finger, my pinky, and my thumb. And all these rhinestones are from Amazon, and I just use the same glue that I used to glue on my tips all the time. I do this all the time, so I just take my glue that I use for my tips and glue on my rhinestones, and I never have trouble with them like falling off or anything like that. So in my opinion, you don't have to use like gel resin or special glue for rhinestones. But yeah, that's everything. Everyone has their own opinion about stuff like that. So yeah, now you can just see me glue on my rhinestones. And last but not least, I take my top coat, and this time I take the top coat from Not Polish, and I put it on all of the fingers, and I don't put it over the rhinestones, just around the rhinestones. So yeah guys, this is it already for this week's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a like and make sure to subscribe and press the bell button to be notified every time I upload a new video. For now, I upload every Sunday. So yeah, I hope to see you guys in my next video next week. Bye!